I got stabbed, and it led me to building all of this and turning plastic waste into fuel. Not everybody knows that a major part of my plastic into fuel journey was actually being stabbed. You see, in 12th grade, there was a classmate I had in my welding class, was playing around with a knife he brought in one day. My hand got in the way. I was stabbed, and my tendon was sliced. You can actually see the surgery mark there, so I couldn't use my thumb for months. And this was the first time in my life that I ever was injured in such a degree where I had to go through, physical therapy, and then I had to go through surgery to get my tendons kind of rewired, you could say. And so up to this point, I always, my whole life, been such a kinesthetic person. I was a gardener. I did jewelry. I was a welder. I built with Legos, and just my whole life always that way. And so this was the first time I couldn't be kinesthetic. I had to kind of go within instead. It's kind of like when you are blind, you have to get your hearing really good, or if your hearing is gone, you're deaf, you get your sight really good. And so this was the first time I had to switch how things were working. And so it actually got to the point where I started to use my mind more, and then I got into a point of extreme research, and I found the process of pyrolysis, and I set my sights on, okay, as soon as I get my mobility back in my thumb, I'm going to go to welding class, I'm going to get ahead, finish everything, and then I'm going to build my first reactor. And that's exactly what I did. So of course that's my story, but how does this apply to you? Well, it's just the simple, I guess, universal alchemy, you could say, of how all things work, and how we really don't have any control over what will happen to us ultimately. And the only control we do have is ourselves and how we choose to internalize and see anything. It's our perspective that we have control over, and that's all. And so I don't know what you could be going through, or whatever your big trial or tribulation could be, if it is being stabbed, if it is something completely different. But we all will go through these things, and the universal lesson is that it's all in your perspective. And like I kind of said before, kind of using the position you're in to your advantage, right? Like if you're blind, get your ears better than everybody else. If you're deaf, get your eyes better than everybody else, right? And it's the same thing that can apply to you. And no matter what position you're in, there's always the duality of the other side of it. But you have to be open to seeing the other side. You can't stay in just pessimism. I had never been so depressed in my life when I lost mobility to my thumb. I'll be honest, that was definitely the darkest time of my life for all those months. But, you just have to keep moving forward. You have to keep working at something. You have to keep building towards something. Because the moment you become stagnant, that's when you get consumed in this spiral.